You are listening to KLRN Radio, where liberty and reason still reign.
Most writers and radio show hosts know that to connect with your fans, you need to do more than just write books or record the latest podcasts. There are many different elements that go into forming an online platform, but there are also many hidden traps. To make matters worse, solid advice on how to survive the muddy waters is scarce. In the book Hidden Traps, I talk about some of the important issues of working with an online platform, highlighting traps that could put your physical or internet security at risk or be harmful to your reputation. Are your social media posts just links with a few disjointed words, making you look like someone who can't complete a sentence? Did your new website cost you more than you anticipated? Are you leaking your personal contact details across the web without even knowing it? Then you need Hidden Traps. Hidden Traps is now available in paperback and ebook from a variety of retailers, including Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and Kobo. Visit blackwolfpublications.com for more details.
If you're 85 or younger, would you like peace of mind and comfort for your family? We're Final Expense Direct with an urgent message for you. The average funeral today costs over $8,000, but the most you'll get from government benefits is $255. How will your family pay the difference? We can help. Our senior plans start as low as just $1 a day and pay up to $30,000 for a funeral and other final expenses. Peace of mind is easy. There's no medical exam. You'll have lifetime coverage, and your plan can't be canceled as long as you pay your premiums. Call now for free information about our senior plans. Answer a few simple questions and receive approval right on the phone. Plus, call right now and we'll give you a discount prescription card for free. Call 800-553-8687. That's 800-553-8687. Again, 800-553-8687.
KLRN Radio has advertising rates available. We have rates to fit almost any budget. Contact us at advertising@klrnradio.com.
Everyone loves liberty. Our rights come from God, not the government. So why are you letting other people tell you what's best for your health care? Exercise your freedom with Liberty Health Share. Liberty Health Share is a community of people who voluntarily share one another's medical costs. Liberty Health Share is founded on the idea that most people truly want to help one another. Healthcare sharing allows members to do just that as a true community that supports one another in times of need. Liberty believes people should make decisions for themselves and their families. Members are able to take back the freedom to make their own decisions about their health care. Freedom from guilt or doubt about how your money is used. You have the freedom to direct your health care, not to be dictated to by bureaucrats. Stop letting others tell you what to do and join a community of like-minded people. Exercise your freedom. Join Liberty Health Share and take back the control of your health care while helping those around you. Call Liberty at 855-58-LIBERTY. Again, that's 855-58-LIBERTY for more information, or you can check them out at libertyhealthshare.org. Again, that's libertyhealthshare.org.
My son was in the Army back during Desert Storm, but even then he wanted an MBA. He looked at a dozen schools, but only one offered the online education and flexibility he needed while he was in a tent in Iraq. Grantham University. Turns out that Grantham's been delivering affordable, relevant college and advanced degrees for over 65 years. Heck, if they can deliver a quality education to a soldier in a tent overseas, think about the flexibility Grantham can offer you so you can earn your degree too. It doesn't matter how complicated or full your life is. If getting a degree is on your bucket list, you'll want to do what my son did. You'll want to call Grantham. Find out how easy it is to get started on your education so you can check that college degree off your bucket list. Call Grantham right now. 800-910-1370. That's 800-910-1370. Flexible, affordable, relevant. Call 800-910-1370.
At St. Jude, a family never sees a bill at all. It's like the world has been lifted off of your shoulders.
St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Finding cures, saving children. Learn more at stjude.org.
Sometimes riders feel lost, unsure why a passage may not be working. It takes another set of eyes to help us nurture our writing into full maturity. At Black Wolf Editorial Services, we strive to enable writers to develop and grow, offering manuscript critiques and line edits through a mentoring editorial style. We also offer assistance on generating a writer's bio for your websites. Black Wolf Editorial Services, nurturing your writing into maturity. For a full list of services, visit blackwolfeditorial.com.
You're listening to the Spark Radio Network, internet radio like you've never heard before. Innovation, creativity, and imagination are all said to begin with a spark. So fasten your seatbelt and take the ride of your life and listen for the spark.
I keep swinging for the fences. It's like this heart is defenseless against a passion that's pumping through my veins. Blood, sweat, tears, it's a calling. And if I can't walk, then I'm crawling. It might flicker, but they can't kill the flame.
Hello, America. We're about 60 seconds away from the beginning of the America Off the Rails program. We got a late start this week because I was sick yesterday. And luckily, the weather has cooperated because we have all kinds of ice storms and everything else going on around here. So I was actually afraid I wasn't going to have power today. We're going to do the show anyway. This is probably going to be one of the toughest ones that I've ever tried to do because I'm going to sit down and we're actually going to put aside all the rhetoric on the gun debate and we're just going to talk. Because it's time that we talk about what the actual problem is, and I have a lot to say about that. So we're going to kick that off here officially in just about 60 seconds. Don't go away.
Attention business owners and independent contractors. This is a money-saving message from Tax Mediation Services. If your business owes $20,000 or more in taxes, we can help you today, right now. Listen, dealing with the IRS is no picnic. It's an intimidating and extremely stressful process, and you don't want to go it alone. Our attorneys know every law, every tax break, and every possible opportunity to help you resolve and reduce your tax debt. And if you owe more than $20,000, you may be at the top of their hit list. So don't take your tax debt lightly because it will not go away on its own. The IRS can seize your bank accounts, your home, and even shut down your business. Call our tax experts today at 1-800-783-0810 and let us deal with the IRS while you focus on your business. That's 1-800-783-0810. Again, that's 800-783-0810.
Keep on doing what you do, Rick. You're my favorite host. Favorite host.
You know this freedom is anything but free. What we have here depends on those who will fight for what they believe. When we stand together, there's nothing that we can't achieve. This nation of people standing as one in the name of liberty.
We all bleed the same. We're more beautiful when we come together. We all bleed the same. So tell me why we're divided.
Woke up today, another headline, another innocent life is taken in the name of hatred. So hard to take. And if we think that it's all good, then we're mistaken. 'Cause my heart is breaking. Tell it, DC.
Are you left? Are you right? Pointing fingers, taking sides. When are we gonna realize we all bleed the same? We're more beautiful when we come together. We all bleed the same. So tell me why we're divided.
that our families will come together right now and seek your face. You will forgive our sins and you'll heal our incredible land. In the name of the only Savior, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Everyone loves liberty. Our rights come from God, not the government. So why are you letting other people tell you what's best for your health care? Exercise your freedom with Liberty Health Share. Liberty Health Share is a community of people who voluntarily share one another's medical costs. Liberty Health Share is founded on the idea that most people truly want to help one another. Healthcare sharing allows members to do just that as a true community that supports one another in times of need. Liberty believes people should make decisions for themselves and their families. Members are able to take back the freedom to make their own decisions about their health care. Freedom from guilt or doubt about how your money is used. You have the freedom to direct your health care, not to be dictated to by bureaucrats. Stop letting others tell you what to do and join a community of like-minded people. Exercise your freedom. Join Liberty Health Share and take back the control of your health care while helping those around you. Call Liberty at 855-58-LIBERTY. Again, that's 855-58-LIBERTY for more information, or you can check them out at libertyhealthshare.org. Again, that's libertyhealthshare.org. Welcome back, folks. I know some of you right now are scratching your heads like, I thought I was tuning into a talk show. Well, you are, but I couldn't think of a better way to open this particular show than this particular song. Heads up, I will likely get emotional during this show, so I apologize if I do. Some of you may want to yank my man card afterwards. I really don't care. Because here's the thing. Right now, everybody's on edge. Everybody's picked a side. Everybody's drawn their battle lines. But we're forgetting some very important things, and that's what I want to talk about today. I don't want to talk about which side of the argument I'm on. I don't want to talk about who's right, who's wrong, because at the end of the day, we're talking mostly about opinion. That's the thing that we seem to have forgotten in this country. Everyone is entitled to an opinion, even if you disagree with it. When the people that are vehemently against guns, they've most likely grown up in homes that had no exposure to guns. They don't understand them. They view them as terrible things. They don't deal with them. So that they have a spirit of fear when it comes to guns. But here's the thing. Yes, they have a spirit of fear when it comes to guns. They don't understand them. They don't want to have anything to do with them. They don't want to understand how they work. They just know that they terrify them to no end. So, as someone who is a gun advocate, if that's the side of the argument that you find yourselves on, what good does it do to come at someone and berate them for giving you an opinion that you disagree with when it comes to firearms? Because their opinions were formed by their circumstances, their life, their experiences, and their opinions are no less valid than yours. This is the part that everybody seems to forget. They're called opinions for a reason. Nobody has the same one. Even those of us that are on the same side of the argument when it comes to the gun violence and gun control or whatever you want to call it, even we disagree in some respects. But the point is not to attack those that disagree. The point is we have to start finding ways to come together. Because one of the things that terrifies me is when legislation starts being passed out of what I call a spirit of fear, then that is what leads to things like the Patriot Act. That is what leads to the things that we have seen completely misused and abused. No matter which side you think did it, the one thing that everybody should be able to agree on is there were things about our current surveillance setup and the way things are done that were abused, misused, and just terribly handled. Whether you think it was the Trump folks that did it or the administration before them that did it, the simple fact of the matter is the one thing that we should be able to agree on is there's way too much power that has been basically cloistered at the administrative level for them to basically make up stories to get warrants on whoever they want. But we can't even agree on that because it's all about, well, Trump's the devil or Trump's the savior. Look, again, these people are entitled to their opinions. I'm in the middle looking at both of them like they're crazy. I don't view Trump as my savior. I know who my savior is. I don't view Trump as the devil because he's not that either. He's the president. But with all of this is all stemming from the same type of problem. We no longer allow people that we disagree with to have opinions without us trying to tear them apart and prove that we are right. There is a right way and a wrong way to have an argument. If you go into an argument to prove that you are right and they are wrong, you're going to lose every single time. Even if you get your point across, you are going to lose. Because they're going to tune you out. They're not going to care anymore about the valid points that you're making that have gotten you all puffed, your chest all puffed up. You've got the tingle going. So, come on, you guys know what I'm talking about. I've been in these debates where you're like, oh, look, I'm getting all these really cool points across. This is making me feel really good. But they're not hearing any of it. Because I'm coming at it from the wrong direction. We have to make a decision in this country. And it's not a decision about guns. The genie is out of the bottle, folks. If you were looking for some great big revelation of, I think we should ban every single firearm on the planet, nope, you're not going to get that from me, because the genie is out of the bottle. I've said this on other shows, I'm going to say it again. For those of you that have seen, I believe it was MIB 2, or was there a 3? Anyway, it was there was a scene in one of the Men in Black movies where they basically neuralized the entire city of New York using the Statue of Liberty. For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, it's a little flashy thing. They put sunglasses on, they hold it in front of you, they flash it, they give you an alternate story. Life goes on, you don't even remember what just happened. So unless we can find a way to do that to the entire planet and make them forget that guns ever existed, that genie is out of the bottle. There's no way to ever put it back in. To me, that is the same as abortion. Am I diametrically opposed to abortion? Yes. Do I think it should ever happen? Honestly, no. Will I make certain moral equivalencies as to times when it might be okay? Maybe, depending on circumstances. But as far as I'm concerned, it never should happen. But again, that genie is out of the bottle. I just don't want to see friggin' Planned Parenthoods popping up on every corner like 7-Elevens, which is what's been happening. So right now you guys are like, well, man, you've been all over the map. You've been talking about guns, you've been talking about Planned Parenthood. That's because, honestly, the biggest underlying problem to all of these things that we have been screaming at each other about for decades all come from the same place. At some point, we had some folks in the government that thought they could do a better job raising our children than we could. And they have gone about systemically and systematically attacking the nuclear family in this country. If you don't believe me, then I want you to do me a favor. Within this next week, I want you to find some African American friends of yours that you have and ask to speak to their parents or their grandparents. Especially if they've ever been on programs like food stamps or Medicaid. And I want you to talk to them about the things that the government told them. Especially if they even if they wound up staying together with the father of their children, or the mother of their children, I want you to talk to them about the things that the government may have told them. Because do you know what my experience has been? Well, we can get you this, this, and this, but if you're still with the dad, you're not going to qualify. Now, why is it that if our main goal as a government is supposedly to care for our children, why are we attacking the very structure that is supposed to provide for children? We're going to talk about that more when we come back. This is America Off the Rails. I'm your host, Rick Robinson. We'll be back in a few minutes.
Was in the Army back during Desert Storm, but even then he wanted an MBA. He looked at a dozen schools, but only one offered the online education and flexibility he needed while he was in a tent in Iraq, Grantham University. Turns out that Grantham's been delivering affordable, relevant college and advanced degrees for over 65 years. Heck, if they can deliver a quality education to a soldier in a tent overseas, think about the flexibility Grantham can offer you so you can earn your degree too. It doesn't matter how complicated or full your life is. If getting a degree is on your bucket list, you'll want to do what my son did. you'll want to call Grantham. Find out how easy it is to get started on your education so you can check that college degree off your bucket list. Call Grantham right now, 800-910-1370. That's 800-910-1370. Flexible, affordable, relevant. Call 800-910-1370.
Tired of paying outrageous prices for Viagra? Well, we have great news for you. Now you can finally get Viagra at huge discounts. Healthy Man allows you to save up to $500 on Viagra. Why pay U.S. pharmacy prices of $15 per pill or more when you can get Viagra for less than $3 a pill? Call today and get 40 Viagra pills for only $99. This can cost as much as $600 at your local pharmacy. You can't afford not to call us. If you want Viagra at the lowest prices, never pay $15 a pill pharmacy prices again. Get Viagra for less than $3 a pill. Call 1-800-516-7602 today and save up to $500 and get 40 pills for just $99. Healthy Man is fast, easy, and affordable. Operators are waiting at 1-800-516-7602 to take your call right now. Call 1-800-516-7602. That's 1-800-516-7602. Again, 1-800-516-7602.
Attention business owners and independent contractors. This is a money-saving message from Tax Mediation Services. If your business owes $20,000 or more in taxes, we can help you today, right now. Listen, dealing with the IRS is no picnic. It's an intimidating and extremely stressful process, and you don't want to go it alone. Our attorneys know every law, every tax break, and every possible opportunity to help you resolve and reduce your tax debt. And if you owe more than $20,000, you may be at the top of their hit list. So don't take your tax debt lightly, because it will not go away on its own. The IRS can seize your bank accounts, your home, and even shut down your business. Call our tax experts today at 1-800-783-0810 and let us deal with the IRS while you focus on your business. That's 1-800-783-0810. Again, that's 800-783-0810.
So tell me why we're divided. Tell me who are we to judge someone.
Welcome back, folks. This is America Off the Rails. I'm your host, Rick Robinson. We're live right now on KLRNradio.com. We typically do this thing every Tuesday through Friday night, 7 p.m. Eastern, so make sure you tune in live. We can also hear the show all over the place. We're available on the Lanterns Radio Network every Monday through Friday at 8 a.m. Eastern, and also various other times throughout their network. Available on the AMFM247.com network every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern. Also available every Saturday and Sunday, crndigitaltalk.com. We're available there every Saturday and Sunday, as I just said, 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 Central, 7 Pacific. We're also available on just about every podcast site known to man. So whether you choose to tune in live when we're streaming on one of the restreams or on a podcast, the fact that you listen is really actually, it amazes me that we have so many people that do listen. I get a lot of hate mail, but I also get a lot of fan mail. So even if you're taking the time to tell me how much you think I suck or how much you think the show sucks, thank you for taking the time to interact with me. I know most people don't say that, but I think any interaction can actually kind of be a positive interaction. And that's kind of what we've been talking about today when it comes to the great gun debate of 2018. So before we get too much further into this, first of all, I want to say, I want to say that my heart goes out to all the families that have been impacted in this most recent school shooting and in any of the other shootings that we've had in the last several years, because there have been quite a few. But before we get to the bottom of the hour break, I want to kind of go over some statistics, because this seems like the kind of stuff that people aren't really talking about. The majority of the people that have been involved in the mass shootings in the past several years have all been below the age of 21. Out of those 9, actually, I'm sorry, the majority of them were below the age of 30. Out of those 9 were below the age of 21. Out of those, 7 of those 9 did not have a father in the home, either because the father had passed away or because it was a single-parent home and they lived with their mother. Now, I want you to let those things sink in. Because everybody's looking for common denominators as to why these things keep happening. The only one they can ever seem to zero in on is the gun. But the problem is, the gun doesn't stop a murder problem. We don't have a gun problem in this country. We have a murder problem in this country. And we have a murder problem in this country because we have children that are growing up in single-parent homes, which is, whether you're Christian or not, and if you are not, I'm sorry if I'm about to offend you, but that was not the way God intended us to be. We were never supposed to be raised by one parent or the other. That's why the Bible specifically states that you're together until death do you part. In the event that you lose a spouse, you're actually supposed to try to find another spouse. Because we're not meant to be alone. Whether you don't listen to the pop psychologists of the day, because men and women are wired completely differently. There are things that my sons and I talk about that my wife would never be able to talk about with my sons. There are things that my wife talks about with my daughter that I would never want to have to talk about with my daughter. Because we're wired differently. Now, I'm not blaming any of the parents. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying they've done something wrong. I'm saying we have an issue in this country. And it starts there. The erosion of the nuclear family is a huge problem in this country, and it's one that nobody's talking about because it's not a big deal. It's not a huge deal. Well, let me ask you a question. What do you think the effects are of your 13 to 15-year-old child spending almost all of their time on social media? Because it's a new thing. So we don't really know what the impacts are, what the effects are going to be. But we've now watched the American family be eroded and attacked now for decades. And what are we seeing? Children that are desensitized. They're unplugged from their surroundings. They don't interact with their peers. If they do, they usually do it through social media. Which, as much as I enjoy social media, that's not real interaction. It can be, once you're past a certain age. And if you understand how it can be used. But at that age, that's not true interaction. It still allows them to emotionally separate from one another. We also have video games and movies where violence is glorified. This is all bad. Whether we want to admit it or not, this is all bad. Garbage in, garbage out. We have children that are spending all of their time plugged in front of phones, tablets, computers, whatever they can get their hands on, and they're ingesting every bit of garbage that they can find, and we're wondering why it is that children are now starting to turn guns on fellow children. It was horrendous enough when it was crazy adults that had finally decided, I'm going to get some attention for 5 minutes and I'm going to go shoot up a school. But now we have kids who are carrying out military precision tactics, for God's sake. I mean, I'm sorry, but to me, that tells me that maybe some of our video games are a little too realistic. When the guy can basically make sure he's wearing a gas mask, have smoke grenades, go in, pull a fire alarm, throw a bunch of smoke to conceal the fact that he's going to start shooting people, and then indiscriminately shoot so many people that 17 of them wind up dead, that's not a small thing. The other thing that terrifies me about this situation with this, I keep saying kid, but he was 19. But one of the things that terrifies me about this is at least one of the people that he killed with a headshot. Headshots are extremely difficult. If you go back and you look, the military actually couldn't even get anyone to perform headshots for decades. Because they would miss. Get them to shoot center mass? No problem. Have them aim for the head? They missed. Every single time, for a very long time. This kid was pulling them off like it was nothing. But this goes back to something that was in the song that I opened with. We don't view each other as human beings anymore if we disagree with one another. This was so apparent to me in the 2016 cycle, it was crazy. I had people when I was, and I've said this before, I was staunchly in the Never Trump column. I had people threatening to come find me and shove me in an oven because I was Never Trump through social media. The problem with social media is it gives people guts that they wouldn't necessarily have in real life. I'm not one of those people. If I'm going to talk badly about you on social media, then if I ever see you in person, I will do the exact same thing. Because that's one of the things that my dad always taught me. If you are going to say something bad about somebody when they're not around you, you damn well better have the courage to say it to them to their face. Does that always make me right? No, but it's a code that I live by. If I'm going to say something to you that you may not hear right away, because maybe you're not there, then before you ever hear it from somebody else, you will hear it from me. Because that's just how I was raised. All right, so we're well past the bottom of the hour. We've got to take another break. This is America Off the Rails. We'll be right back here in a few minutes. Stay tuned. Exercise your freedom with Liberty Health Share. Liberty Health Share is a community of people who voluntarily share one another's medical costs. Liberty Health Share is founded on the idea that most people truly want to help one another. Healthcare sharing allows members to do just that as a true community that supports one another in times of need. Liberty believes people should make decisions for themselves and their families. Members are able to take back the freedom to make their own decisions about their healthcare. Freedom from guilt or doubt about how your money is used. You have the freedom to direct your healthcare, not to be dictated to by bureaucrats. Stop letting others tell you what to do and join a community of like-minded people. Exercise your freedom. Join Liberty Health Share and take back the control of your healthcare while helping those around you. Call Liberty at 855-58-LIBERTY. Again, that's 855-58-LIBERTY for more information, or you can check them out at libertyhealthshare.org. Again, that's libertyhealthshare.org.
My son was in the Army back during Desert Storm, but even then he wanted an MBA. He looked at a dozen schools, but only one offered the online education and flexibility he needed while he was in a tent in Iraq. Grantham University. Turns out that Grantham's been delivering affordable, relevant college and advanced degrees for over 65 years. Heck, if they can deliver a quality education to a soldier in a tent overseas, think about the flexibility Grantham can offer you so you can earn your degree too. It doesn't matter how complicated or full your life is. If getting a degree is on your bucket list, you'll want to do what my son did. You'll want to call Grantham. Find out how easy it is to get started on your education so you can check that college degree off your bucket list. Call Grantham right now. 800-910-1370. That's 800-910-1370. Flexible, affordable, relevant. Call 800-910-1370.
Tired of paying outrageous prices for Viagra? Well, we have great news for you. Now you can finally get Viagra at huge discounts. Healthy Man allows you to save up to $500 on Viagra. Why pay U.S. pharmacy prices of $15 per pill or more when you can get Viagra for less than $3 a pill? Call today and get 40 Viagra pills for only $99. This can cost as much as $600 at your local pharmacy. You can't afford not to call us. If you want Viagra at the lowest prices, never pay $15 a pill pharmacy prices again. Get Viagra for less than $3 a pill. Call 1-800-516-7602 today and save up to $500 and get 40 pills for just $99. Healthy Man is fast, easy, and affordable. Operators are waiting at 1-800-516-7602 to take your call right now. Call 1-800-516-7602. That's 1-800-516-7602. Again, 1-800-516-7602.
Attention business owners and independent contractors. This is a money-saving message from Tax Mediation Services. If your business owes $20,000 or more in taxes, we can help you today, right now. Listen, dealing with the IRS is no picnic. It's an intimidating and extremely stressful process, and you don't want to go it alone. Our attorneys know every law, every tax break, and every possible opportunity to help you resolve and reduce your tax debt. And if you owe more than $20,000, $20,000, you may be at the top of their hit list. So don't take your tax debt lightly, because it will not go away on its own. The IRS can seize your bank accounts, your home, and even shut down your business. Call our tax experts today at 1-800-783-0810 and let us deal with the IRS while you focus on your business. That's 1-800-783-0810. Again, that's 800-783-0810.
Love can drive out all the darkness. What are we fighting for?
Welcome back, folks. I cannot believe we're already over halfway through the show. So we've been all over the place today. We've been talking about the recent gun violence. We've been talking about one of the main causes that I think that is behind a lot of the issues that we have in this country right now, and that is the fact that we have too many single-parent families. We have too many people that seem to be unwilling to step up to parent their children. I'm actually, unfortunately, seeing that more and more across both sexes, sadly enough. So, I mean, it's not just a husband issue anymore or a father issue anymore. We now have just as many moms that seem to be just deciding they don't really have it in them to be moms. I know this from personal experience. My first wife and I got divorced, and I wound up with custody of my children because she didn't want to have anything to do with them. So I've done the best I could and eventually did remarry and have someone with me now who is actually a helpmate and helps me take care of the children, most of which are grown now, which is really scary to think about. We have one left who's about to be a senior in high school next year. And that's a scary thought when you realize you've gotten to the point now where all of your children are just about done. But, you know, it wasn't easy. And that's part of why I'm talking about some of the things that I'm talking about today, because none of this was easy. Marriage isn't easy. Raising children isn't easy. Doing the right thing isn't easy. Going to work every day isn't easy. Teaching people right from wrong is not easy, but it's all things that we have to do, and they're all tied together. So, no, I don't personally believe that we have a gun problem in this country. I think we have a human heart problem in this country. Because the simple fact of the matter is, if you go back and look for over 100 years, there were more guns in this country then than there are now. And yet less people were murdered by guns than now. So what's changed? What's the true common denominator? Because it's not the gun. And look, yeah, Kasich, for example. What part of your Second Amendment rights are going to be eroded if we ban AR-15s? Well, Mr. Kasich, I have a question for you. First of all, what part of the Constitution says that you can ban AR-15s? Second of all, the thing that nobody's talking about is this person could have done much more damage with 2 or 3 pistols, because they would have been easier to carry. We can't continue to vilify the AR-15. This is as bad. I remember when I was in late 80s, early 90s, going to school and listening to Rush Limbaugh on my lunch breaks, and he was reading all these crazy headlines about SUVs that seemed to be doing things on their own, because that's how the stories were written. SUV jumps median, kills family of 3 in hybrid car. It wasn't the SUV, it was the driver. We're seeing them do the same thing with the AR-15, the new big bad scary thing. And as much as my heart aches for these parents, I heard one of them today who said, I don't understand why it is that I can go into a store today and buy military-grade weaponry. You can't, sir. I'm sorry that you feel that way. I'm sorry that this has you so afraid for yourself that you honestly think that people can just walk into Walmart and walk out with a machine gun. Because that's not how this works. But that's part of the problem. We can't make these people understand that that's not how this works because we're too busy attacking them for giving what we consider to be wrong opinions. I'm not attacking the guy for it. Even if he'd said it on Twitter, I wouldn't have done that. Facebook, in person, I would have said, look, I understand that you're upset, but that's not a true statement. And if you'll let me, I can explain to you why it's not a true statement. And then we would have continued the conversation or not continued the conversation based on his responses. The simple fact of the matter is, no matter which side of the argument you find yourself on in this most recent incident, we've got to remember that we're all people. We're all coming at this from our own understandings, from our own reaction to fear. And at the end of the day, their opinions are no less valid than yours. And that's hard. I understand that it's hard. Because I'm the first guy that wants to go in, win an argument, fix what's broken, and move on. Ask my wife. But that's part of being a guy. We're fixers. Most of the time, my wife doesn't want a fixer. She wants somebody that will just sit there, listen to her, let her say what she needs to say, usually give her a hug and move on. Not always been very good at that. I'm not going to lie. Some of these people are in exactly the same position. They just want someone to listen to them. So let them say what they want to say. What does it hurt to let them have their say? Nobody's banning anything off of these parents that are grief-stricken, that are saying whatever they feel they need to say. Nobody's banning anything off of these children that are rising up. Actually, that's the one thing that I will say. Even if I don't agree with most of what they're saying, I commend these children for rising up and trying to make a difference. They've had something that's impacted their lives in a very profound way, and they're trying to make sure that doesn't happen to anyone else. And they're doing so with the information that they have available, which is the skewed statements from mainstream media and all of the people that are telling them guns are the problem, not people. So I don't know how else to put it, because I've even seen people that are on the right say that we do have a gun problem. Well, that's great. If you think we do, then I would like to sit down and talk to you about that, because maybe you have a perspective that I don't. But I can tell you that removing guns are not going to solve the problem. Well, I take that back. And Bill, if I'm about to rob this from you, I didn't do it on purpose, because I haven't even looked at the chat yet, because I heard what you said, but you never responded. I take that back. We do have a gun problem in this country, but it's not an issue with the number of guns. It's the fact that too many people don't understand them. They fear them. They're inanimate objects. They're tools. They don't deserve to be vilified. They don't deserve to be made into the big, mean, scary AR-15 monster. So one of the things that I think actually could qualify as a gun problem is that we don't have enough people that have been trained and made to understand that they're just a tool. So, who knows? Anyway, we're up against a break. We'll be right back. This is America Off the Rails. I'm your host, Rick Robinson. Back in a bit.
Son was in the Army back during Desert Storm, but even then he wanted an MBA. He looked at a dozen schools, but only one offered the online education and flexibility he needed while he was in a tent in Iraq, Grantham University. Turns out that Grantham's been delivering affordable, relevant college and advanced degrees for over 65 years. Heck, if they can deliver a quality education to a soldier in a tent overseas, think about the flexibility Grantham can offer you so you can earn your degree too. It doesn't matter how complicated or full your life is. If getting a degree is on your bucket list, you'll want to do what my son did. You'll want to call Grantham. Find out how easy it is to get started on your education so you can check that college degree off your bucket list. Call Grantham right now. 800-910-1370. That's 800-910-1370. Flexible, affordable, relevant. Call 800-910-1370.
Attention business owners and independent contractors. This is a money-saving message from Tax Mediation Services. If your business owes $20,000 or more in taxes, we can help you today, right now. Listen, dealing with the IRS is no picnic. It's an intimidating and extremely stressful process, and you don't want to go it alone. Our attorneys know every law, every tax break, and every possible opportunity to help you resolve and reduce your tax debt. And if you owe more than $20,000, you may be at the top of their hit list. So don't take your tax debt lightly, because it will not go away on its own. The IRS can seize your bank accounts, your home, and even shut down your business. Call our tax experts today at 1-800-783-0810 and let us deal with the IRS while you focus on your business. That's 1-800-783-0810. Again, that's 800-783-0810.
Drive out all the darkness. What are we fighting for? Yeah, we were made to carry one another.
Welcome back, folks. So we've been talking about the great gun debate of 2018 and the fact that we have, well, I have to say I actually have seen a bit of a difference this time. The youth that were involved in this incident seem to be fairly galvanized. Unfortunately, I think they're fighting their fight with misinformation, which isn't their fault. That's the scary thing. And we see this happening all the time. You know, going back to what we were talking about before the break, the AR-15 has been completely vilified. I mean, look, the thing about it, yeah, does it look scary? Yeah, but it's a semi-automatic rifle. That means one trigger pull, one bullet. But Rick, what about a bump stock? That doesn't change the fact that it's still one trigger, pull, one bullet. The difference is a bump stock allows the kinetic energy of the rifle to basically move the gun back and forth, so your finger, instead of pulling the trigger, is now the actuator for the trigger. But it's still one pull, one bullet. These are things that we need to make sure that people understand. Because the simple fact of the matter is, as someone that has had to draw up plans to try to deal with things like this for different clients that I've had over the years, we were always more concerned about somebody coming in with 4 or 5 small arms than we were with one huge one. Because first of all, you can normally see them coming. That's why, unfortunately, this kid had the right idea when he started popping smoke. But with things that are readily available now, say a 9mm where typically you can have 13 in the clip, 1 in the pipe, and the fact that those bullets continue to travel, he could have done much more damage with a pistol. Because if you haven't yet, I encourage you to look up, you can find them on YouTube. You can actually find, they're usually listed as like stopping power 9mm, stopping power 40 caliber, stopping power 45. When I was going through my small arms training, there was a video that we had to watch that actually showed a 9mm being fired, and this was important because that was the weapon of choice for that particular department. There was a 9mm. They showed it being fired. There were 5 sandbags and a brick wall. The 9mm shell, or the bullet, sorry, went all the way through every single sandbag and lodged in the wall. Because of the kinetic energy from that type of round, it doesn't have a lot of stopping power. So, for all of you that are terrified because he managed to wound so many people and killed 17 with an AR-15, imagine how much more carnage there would have been with a 9mm. Because of the collateral damage from the 9mm. These are the things that nobody's talking about because they don't understand them. Yeah, we can vilify one gun. If it makes everybody feel better, fine, try to ban it, but you're not going to stop anybody from getting it. Heck, people talk about Australia and their gun ban program and how effective it was. If you go back and you look at the numbers, 35 to 40% of Australians refused to turn their guns in, which immediately made them criminals. But they still refuse to do it. So don't talk to me about how effective Australia's weapons ban was, because 40% of their population gave them the finger and kept their guns. You can't solve the problem by banning things. You have to find the root cause of the problem. We've actually explored quite a few of those today, in my opinion, but that is what it is an opinion. You guys that are listening, you have your own opinions. And I'm not here to tell you whose opinion's who's right, which opinion's right, which one's wrong. We're here to have an open discussion and a frank discussion about what I think is causing a lot of the problems in this country. And it's not guns. We have a government that has been successfully overreaching into many, many things. We have a former First Lady who was actually quoted as to say it takes a village to raise a child, who was not too long ago trying to run for president. Can I again say thank God that she wasn't elected? You know, I actually started a hashtag on President's Day that said, not my president 2018. Or not my President's Day 2018. I actually figured, or I guess it was she's not my president, because I was going to do it as just not my president 2018, but I figured too many leftists would jump in and start ragging on Trump. All right, we've got one last break to get out of the way, then we'll wrap up the show. This is America Off the Rails. I'm your host, Rick Robinson. Back in a few.
My son was in the Army back during Desert Storm, but even then he wanted an MBA. He looked at a dozen schools, but only one offered the online education and flexibility he needed while he was in a tent in Iraq, Grantham University. Turns out that Grantham's been delivering affordable, relevant college and advanced degrees for over 65 years. Heck, if they can deliver a quality education to a soldier in a tent overseas, think about the flexibility Grantham can offer you so you can earn your degree too. It doesn't matter how complicated or full your life is. If getting a degree is on your bucket list, you'll want to do what my son did. You'll want to call Grantham. Find out how easy it is to get started on your education so you can check that college degree off your bucket list. Call Grantham right now. 800-910-1370. That's 800-910-1370. Flexible, affordable, relevant. Call 800-910-1370.
Tired of paying outrageous prices for Viagra? Well, we have great news for you. Now you can finally get Viagra at huge discounts. Healthy Man allows you to save up to $500 on Viagra. Why pay U.S. pharmacy prices of $15 per pill or more when you can get Viagra for less than $3 a pill? Call today and get 40 Viagra pills for only $99. This can cost as much as $600 at your local pharmacy. You can't afford not to call us. If you want Viagra at the lowest prices, never pay $15 a pill pharmacy prices again. Get Viagra for less than $3 a pill. Call 1-800-516-7602 today and save up to $500 and get 40 pills for just $99. Healthy Man is fast, easy, and affordable. Operators are waiting at 1-800-516-7602 to take your call right now. Call 1-800-516-7602. That's 1-800-516-7602. Again, 1-800-516-7602.
Attention business owners and independent contractors. This is a money-saving message from Tax Mediation Services. If your business owes $20,000 or more in taxes, we can help you today, right now. Listen, dealing with the IRS is no picnic. It's an intimidating and extremely stressful process, and you don't want to go it alone. Our attorneys know every law, every tax break, and every possible opportunity to help you resolve and reduce your tax debt. And if you owe more than $20,000, you may be at the top of their hit list. So don't take your tax debt lightly, because it will not go away on its own. The IRS can seize your bank accounts, your home, and even shut down your business. Call our tax experts today at 1-800-783-0810 and let us deal with the IRS while you focus on your business. That's 1-800-783-0810. Again, that's 800-783-0810.
Well, folks, believe it or not, we are just about out of time for this particular episode of America Off the Rails. I just want to thank everybody for taking the time to tune in today. And if you've missed it, it'll be up as a podcast here in just a bit. Also, coming up live on KLRN Radio tonight, make sure you stay tuned. We have Conservative Curmudgeon coming up next. Jess's POV followed by that, and we cap off the night with the Daniel Stafford Show, the Stafford Voice. So make sure you guys tune in for those as well. And I will be back with you tomorrow night for a double shot. First, America Off the Rails at 7 p.m. Eastern, followed by Jen and Rick at 9 p.m. or 10 p.m. Eastern. Sorry. I live in Central Time, so I'm used to giving things in Central Time, but the station manager prefers Eastern, so that's why I sometimes get a little kerfluffled. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the show today. It was kind of a hard one for me to do because it's just not an easy thing to talk about because, you're kind of trying to tell both sides that it's okay, which is not an easy thing to do because, everybody likes demagoguery and, we're right, they're wrong, blah, 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 rah, rah, rah. Look, most of this is about opinion, not actual fact. That's part of the problem. So everybody's entitled to their opinion, whether we like it or not, could be a completely different story, but they're still entitled to their opinion. And that's part of what we seem to have forgotten. And this is also part of what makes it so much easier for everybody to attack everybody else on a regular basis, is because if they have a difference of opinion with us, then they're automatically the enemy. These people aren't our enemies. Most of them are Americans, just like me and you. And they have a right to a different opinion than you have. So don't just shout them down because you disagree with them. If they're willing to listen, talk to them about why you disagree with them, but never just shout them down, just for the sake of shouting them down. All right, so that is, of course, again, going to do it for this particular episode of America Off the Rails. I will see you guys tomorrow night. Coming up next, again, Conservative Curmudgeon Radio, right here on KLRNradio.com. And, I keep getting yelled at for stopping to doing this, so I'm going to start doing it again. At least I'm going to try to consistently. In the words of Bill S. Preston Esquire, be excellent to each other. We'll see you guys tomorrow.